Whenever I think about terms like AIO, AEO, GEO, and all those buzzwords, this songs it just keeps playing at the back of my mind, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. Don't worry, I'm not starting a music channel. By the way, that's Enigma's Return to Innocence, one of my favorite songs. And here's the problem with these buzzwords, because a lot of us, we know about these, we understand why these terms they are important, why the visibility is important when it comes to AI, but we just don't know where to start from. There's a lot of noise out there telling you how to go about AI visibilities and optimizing your content, your website for AI, but no one tells you where exactly do you start. So I thought I'll do a quick video on this one to tell you how to get started. Not a lot of buzzwords or random fluff, just step-by-step guide in terms of what exactly do you need to do now which your competitors are not doing, so that you can reap the benefits in the future. So let's figure out how to get cited in LLMs before your competitors do. And these are some of the things that I want to cover in this video, which is why your SEO visibility is not enough anymore, and why you need to focus beyond SEO and more towards LLMs. Also, where do LLMs get their information? How do they get trained? And how does that matter to the marketeers or the content creators or SEO specialists? And then we will get into some specific tactics to improve LLM visibility, tactics like your offsite mentions and what kind of content that you should push, the freshness of your content, and also entity optimization. Then also some technical tactics, which is how do you fix hallucinated URLs, how do you avoid or use JavaScript in your landing pages, and also how to use tags like JSON-LD, and also what to ignore. For example, LLMs.txt, the new format which was proposed, do we really need it? So let's jump right in. As marketers, we already know why this is important and why LLM visibility it matters, and why is it going to be a big thing in whole SEO category. So the challenge is not awareness, it is execution. People don't understand how to execute, where do you start with, and no one has a clear playbook on how exactly you should get cited within LLM answers. And there are a couple of reasons why you should start focusing on AI visibility. Like for examples, even when it comes to search engines, let's say google.com, their focus is also shifting. Now you know that AI answers, they come at the top, and these AI answers, they sit above the blue links. And this is all deliberate. Search is being optimized to be AI first. And when search engines, they start focusing more on AI, and even if you rank higher, like in the top 5, top 3 or something, people will always focus on the first thing, which is the recommendation provided by AI within the search engine. So you will lose a lot of traffic there itself. And also that you need to be visible in those AI recommendations which come on top. And the second reason is that, like for example, reports claim that traffic which comes from AI recommendations, the AI responses or the answers, they have much higher conversion rate, say 23 times higher conversion rates as compared to your regular traffic. So people have already researched about your brand, they know what the problem is and how your brand can solve it. So all they need to know is where to buy the product. And once they get that response from AI, they come to the website and just end up buying it. So at this point in time, the total traffic, the total share of traffic coming from AI as compared to other channels, especially search engines, is much lower, but the conversion rates are much higher. So the brands who are going to focus on LLM visibility, who are already getting say 23 times more conversions from their AI recommendations, what will happen when they start optimizing more towards LLM visibility and the search traffic, it keeps coming down. It will not happen right away, but it will definitely happen over the next foreseeable future. When traffic from AI, it rivals search or even surpasses it. At that stage, the brands who are recommended the most by AI will have the most converting audiences coming to their website. And in a way, AI visibility, LLM visibility is very different from your SEO visibility, because the attribution for SEO that we have been following was always last click, the clicks that we are getting, and how many conversions you are getting. Now with LLM recommendations, it's like that bamboo tree. You have a base where AI is recommending a lot of things. You will not see direct responses, but people are coming and converting on your website. So AI is helping you build that brand awareness as well. When people go to AI, ChatGPT, Gemini and all, it delivers answers, not links or things to click. There is no CTA in there. But when AI recommends your brand over everyone else, people remember. And then they will go and visit the website, buy it from there. And that's where the attribution it gets broken, because now no attribution model can tell you why people came to the website directly and just bought something. There'll be a lot of direct visitors, for example, who are coming only because AI recommended your brand, and then they just typed your brand name and came directly to the website. Your analytics team, your data team, they will think that a lot of direct traffic is coming in now for whatever reasons, and it's converting. But the thing is, it's all happening because of AI, and good luck trying to figure out attribution for that. And you will read a lot about how SEO boosts your overall AI visibility right now, but that will change soon. No matter how much SEO you do, how great your SEO is, AI is reaching out directly to the source to get that information. So it does not need all the links coming to your website. It will go to the source. So for example, Reddit, Quora and all, it will see what these platforms are talking about, what people are talking about, and then it will decide. So it will not worry about how high you rank on a search engine unless it's searching for something. It will pull more data from sources like your APIs and knowledge graphs, scrape data, a lot of scrape data. So it will just bypass all the traditional search rankings. So where does AI get this knowledge from? There are two ways it gets its knowledge. First one is the frozen training data. So each model has their own cutoff date. For example, ChatGPT, GPT-5, it stopped in September 2024. So that's the recency of the data that it has. And then the other example is Gemini 2.5 Pro. Its cutoff was January 2025. So if you were not visible before those dates, you probably won't show up in their recommendations unless they search for the brand. But there's a little bit of silver lining as well, and I'll tell you why. Because there's always a cutoff, and there are a gap of few months between two data updates. So which means that new training data gets updated every few months. So you cannot rewrite the past, whatever happened before, say January 2025 for Gemini or September 2024 for GPT, you cannot rewrite that. But now you have ample time to prepare for the next update. You have enough time where you can try to bypass your competitors, show up more often, so that the next time ChatGPT or Gemini, they get updated with the recent data, your brand shows up, it gets fed into the dataset. And if you manage to do that, then again the dataset is frozen for next few months and you are already there. So even if you, let's say you don't do anything, you don't do any optimization after that, the AI will always remember that your brand was there. Your brand is the one they need to recommend. But that's the thing with the frozen data sets. There's the second way, how it learns about things, how it recommends things, which is RAG-based search retrievals. So when AI is not sure about anything, it will just go and search the search engines, especially Google, to look for the answers. Perplexity has built the whole thing around this live search on Google. So whenever there are gaps in the frozen data set, AI will just go and search for the answers, and it will recommend based on whatever it can find on Google or any other search engine. And there are a lot of hidden sources as well where it gets information. You must have seen, and there's a lot of data which proves the theory that number one referred source when it comes to AI recommendations is Reddit, followed by things like say Quora, Wikipedia, GitHub, YouTube, and a lot of other research papers, the PDFs which are uploaded on the internet. All these data sources, they get scraped and folded into some database so AI can use it as and when. So my point is that you cannot control the cutoffs. It's frozen in time. You cannot do anything about it. You cannot go back, but you can plan for the next cutoff. It may happen now. It might happen in next couple of months. You don't have a lot of time, but you can start taking actions now. And just like your traditional SEO, there are two ways you optimize your visibility. One is on page, whatever you do on the page, it's also called technical SEO, and off page, the citations, the sources where you can put your brand out, and search engines and now AI can scroll through that, scrape through that, and see how many times your brand was mentioned. So starting with the off-page optimization, there are 4 things that you can do. 4 things you can keep an eye on or just think about is, for example, you need to dominate your off-site mentions on some specific websites. I mean, you can be present in as many social communities as possible because all these are the data sources, but if you have to pick your battle, you can focus on, say, Reddit. You can build a community or responses inside Quora. You need a lot of mentions inside Reddit and Quora. YouTube is going to be the another challenge because that's where you need to build your brand. People need to mention you within YouTube comments and also channels describing why they should be using your brand. Then we have Wikipedia. AI relies heavily on Wikipedia as well, so you need to have your references coming from Wikipedia pages as well. And there are some hidden resources as well, like for example GitHub. It's not used for SEO, it's not traditionally used for these link building and all, but recommendations or the referrals coming from, say, GitHub is highly trusted by AI. And similarly, we have review site like Trustpilot and all. So till the time you have enough reviews there, you're getting a lot of positive reviews, also latest reviews. So it's not like that once you got all your reviews, you are done. No, you need to keep refreshing. You need to keep getting more and more recent updated reviews on those platforms. And the second one is the comparison game, because AIs, they love going through data or the content which talks about the best of top 10 and things like that. So what you can do is that you need to focus on content, on blogs, on third-party portals which talk about top 10 this, top 10 that, relevant to your product or services that you're offering, and they need to mention you. So AIs will prefer that over any other generic content. Then the third one would be that you need to keep your content updated, because AI, it leans towards more fresh content. So the blogs, the articles that you write, or the content that you post on third-party websites, social community, like I keep saying, you need to be active there. You need to keep the content fresh, your presence fresh as active, because AI loves that. It needs recency. And the fourth one, which is a little bit more complicated, but you have to figure it out if you have to win the AI recommendation game, is that you need to stop obsessing over single keywords, just like you used to do with SEO. LLMs, they work by mapping entities and relationships. So if you want to be recommended, your brand must be clearly connected to the right topics, products, categories. The context should be there, because LLMs, they are more context driven than your traditional search engines or the SEO optimization that you used to do. So focus on this. Now that was more for the off-site activities that you can do. There are a lot of things that you can do on-site as well. Technical SEO, as we used to call it. Now we can also focus on some technical optimization on the website. There are again 4 things that I suggest that you start focusing on right away. First one is that you need to catch hallucinated URLs. And hallucinated URLs are URLs which are produced by AI all by itself. It does not exist on your portal. So for example, if you are an agency who is selling services and you have a page, your agency.com/blogs and agency.com/products, these kind of pages, then there is a good chance AI might hallucinate that you also have a page called agency.com/services, even if it does not exist. So you need to be mindful of this, that you need to check all the error pages, the hallucinated URLs which are receiving some traffic which do not even exist. You need to either remove it or create a page which talks about the topic, the landing page. So agency.com/services, maybe create a page which has all the services listed in there. And the second recommendation would be that your website should not hide behind JavaScript. I get it. A lot of websites, they rely heavily on JavaScript because it gives you that look and feel. All the amazing transformations, those visuals and the transitions are happening because of JavaScript. But AI needs content. So you cannot have a lot of JavaScript on a page, else AI will not like it. It will not recommend that page. So what you can do is do a proper mix of JavaScript and content, or try not to put a lot of JavaScript on pages that you want to push out. For example, you have services or products, the pages which talk about that. Avoid JavaScript there. Let it be content heavy. You can have JavaScript on pages where you are doing some demos and all. That's where it does not need a lot of content. So play around with that. Try different things. See if JavaScript makes sense on a page or not. And the third recommendation is structured data. You must have heard about LLMs.txt, which was proposed to be the new architecture, new framework for how AI recommends your landing pages or your content. It never got adopted, it never got implemented. So AI doesn't really care about LLMs.txt. If you are focusing on that, maybe don't do that. AI works exactly like search engines. It scrolls through your website, scrapes through your website. It's got all those scraping tools. So it's already scraping the whole data. So you do not need LLMs.txt kind of a additional architecture or a framework on your website. But what you can focus upon is JSON-LD, because JSON-LD is structured data for AI. So you mark up your organization, website, blog posting, product, FAQ pages and all, but be mindful that you need to add the same links as your LinkedIn, Crunchbase and YouTube. Do not vary too much when it comes to putting links in there. And this is how machines will confirm your identity. And talking about JSON-LD, you need to keep these structured data clean and consistent. So what you can do is that you need to make sure that your structured data matches your page's content, and preferably it should be server rendered. And this is what will help LLMs understand your brand without guessing or hallucinating about it. And it's not very complicated to implement these JSON-LD tags. So for example, if you're on WordPress, there are a lot of plugins, readily available plugins, which can build these structured data, JSON-LD data for your content, for your pages. And if you are not on WordPress, you use websites like Wix or Shopify, Squarespace, what you can do is there's a lot of websites, first of all, which are out there that you can just go visit to create those snippets, or you can ask ChatGPT or Gemini to create those snippets for you. And you can do the same thing if you're using a custom website. If you're not using any website builder, then you can just ask Gemini, ChatGPT or any third-party websites to create that snippet for you, the JSON-LD structured data snippet. And when it comes to prioritization, you can always start with, say, your organization, your brand identity, your logos, profiles, contacts. Then if you have a search action on your website, optimize that. After that, focus on your core content types, or for example, your blogs, your products, your FAQ pages, and any other things which is important, which is content heavy. And after that, you move on to the links, say, for example, connected to your LinkedIn, YouTube, any other social media channels. So these are the 3-4 things you need to keep in mind when you create the snippet, the JSON-LD scheme. And the simple golden rule is that you don't overcomplicate anything. You start with your high value pages. For example, start with your homepage, then blogs, then products, and so on. So I hope I was clear in my instructions and that you found this video useful. And especially if you are confused about where to start with, give it a shot, see how it works. And maybe after a few weeks or so, we'll talk about how to start with more advanced optimization. So if you're enjoying my videos, please subscribe, give me a like, it helps. See you in our next video. Cheers.